Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
QTSCH28EP4, Rocketman. On Saturday, November the 11th, 2017, Trump tweeted, "Why would Kim Jong-un insult me by calling me old when I would never call him short and fat? Oh well, I try so hard to be his friend, and maybe someday that will happen." So if we consider that this is foreshadowing, which is a literary device that writers utilize as a means to indicate or hint to viewers something that is to follow or appear later in a movie, foreshadowing when done properly is an excellent device in terms of creating suspense and dramatic tension for viewers. It can set up emotional expectations of character behaviors or plot outcomes. 3 days later, on Tuesday, November the 14th, Trump posted a 45-second long video on Twitter and said, "Thank you, Asia." In the video, there were a few frames shown out of the window of the plane which was flying at the time. In Drop 152, Q hints to investigate and figure out where the plane was when the video was recorded. So Anons got to work and figured out that the key to getting this shot to match up with a location on Google Maps was to flip it to get the mirror image. The shot from the video matches up with Hyeongsan in North Korea. When this shot was taken, the plane was low to the ground and, as you can see in the left part of the graphic, near an airfield. This means that Trump may have stopped somewhere in North Korea on his Asia trip between November 4th and November 14th, even though this was not announced to the public at all. They purposely posted this specific shot in the video, knowing Anons would be able to find the location. Looking at the places Trump stopped on his Asia trip, it wouldn't make much sense to fly over Hyeongsan, North Korea, unless he was stopping there, and I assume would be a major security risk. Why would they post this split-second shot out of the window of Air Force One, looking down on Hyeongsan, North Korea, if it wasn't meant for Anons and their weaponized autism? Who else other than the Anons would see that in the video and look into where that shot could have been taken, when it could have been recorded anywhere in the vicinity of the countries they visited? On Thursday, March 6th, 2018, it was announced that North Korea was willing to denuclearize according to South Korea. And Anons said, "Okay, here we go, Anons, wow, huge. North Korea will meet with 45, MAGA." And then Q posted Drop 886 and said, "He already did. Think back to the North Korea pictures. Everything has meaning. This will break the mainstream media. Q." And then in Q post 889, Q said, "Think Forbidden City. POTUS never crossed the line. Ground. Do not glorify us. We work for you. Promises made, promises kept. Q." The same day, Q posted Drop 888 with a screenshot of Trump's tweet thanking Asia, and Q said, "Thank you, Kim, deal made, clowns out, strings cut, we took control, Iran next, Q." On Saturday, March 10th, 2018, we see in Q Drop 918 that an Anon shared a screenshot of Trump's tweet where he said, "North Korea has not conducted a missile test since November 28th, 2017, and has promised not to do so through our meetings. I believe they will honor that commitment." The Anon said, "I swear Trump is killing me here. Ha ha, he keeps putting out clues he has already talked to Kim." And Q replied, "You are learning. How many coincidences before it becomes mathematically impossible? Wait until you learn who has been talking to you here. Q." So North Korea had not conducted a missile test since November 28th, 2017. Keep in mind that Trump and Kim Jong-un were still exchanging insults and threats long after that point in November, even though North Korea stopped all missile tests. This example is from February 2018, where Trump said, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un just stated that the nuclear button is on his desk at all times. Will someone from his depleted and food-starved regime please inform him that I too have a nuclear button, but it is a much bigger and more powerful one than his, and my button works.
3, 2, 1.
If they were real threats and North Korea was prepared to bomb the United States, why did they stop all the missile testing since November when Trump won? And Anons knew that Trump and Kim had already met. So this posturing back and forth by Trump and Kim is all part of the show.
Kayfabe? Kayfabe. The system of stratified lies that professional wrestling is undergirded by.
As an example, in professional wrestling, kayfabe is the portrayal of staged events within the industry as real or true, specifically the portrayal of competition, rivalries, and relationships between participants as being genuine and not staged. So, Trump and Kim will have agreed behind the scenes, but would continue their fake rivalry until they met publicly. As Q has said, what makes a movie good? Great actors. Q.
And by the way, Rocketman should have been handled a long time ago. Little Rocketman.
Q Proof 56, Secret Society. In Q Post 153 from Tuesday, November the 14th, 2017, Q mentions a secret society. Why hours after the election did 7 people travel to an undisclosed location to hold a very private and highly secured, guarded meeting? Why didn't Hillary Clinton give a concession speech? Peter Strzok, a top counterintelligence official involved in both the Hillary Clinton email probe and FBI Special Counsel Robert Mueller's Russia probe, exchanged more than 50,000 messages with senior FBI lawyer Lisa Page, with whom he was romantically involved. 2 months after Q's post on Monday, January 22, 2018, House Oversight and Government Reform Committee Chairman Trey Gowdy and Representative John Ratcliffe said that among the messages the pair exchanged are references to a secret society within the Department of Justice and the FBI. Q highlighted this proof later in Q Post 600 and said, "Future proofs past. News unlocks map. Q."
There were 7 people in a room sometime after the election that were trying to wire the president and take him down, basically. Take the law in their own hands.
So how did Q know 2 months in advance without having insider knowledge? Q Proof 57, Airport Shutdown. On Sunday, November the 5th, 2017, in Q Post 88, Q said 10 days, darkness. And a month later on Wednesday, December 6th, 2017, in Q Post 282, an Anon asked Q when the 10 days would take place, and Q responded, shutdown. On Friday, December 15th, 2017, in post 363, Q said, conf_term, brackets 5, brackets _ y, _ sec fail dash 490b, private op _ end, Q. And in post 364 said, follow the crumbs, you have it all, secconf will be analysed, dark 10 in brackets, enjoy the show, Q. Then on Q Day, Sunday, December 17th, 2017, we saw a sudden power outage caused by a fire in an underground electrical facility, which brought the world's busiest airport to a standstill, grounding more than 1,000 flights in Atlanta.
Chaos at the world's busiest airport. Thousands of passengers left in the dark and stranded because of a huge power failure at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport.
The next day, Q posted, flash break, shall we play a game? Map is critical to understand. Future unlocks past. D-Class Atlanta past. News unlocks map. Find the markers 10 and brackets 10. 12-7-1217. Concourse F. Terminal 5. Private operated plane, OP, Atlanta to Dulles Airport. Extraction known. Dark. Darkness. Learn double meanings. Shutdown.
That massive power outage at Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson Airport crippled air travel across the country, and it had a big impact on flights here in the Bay Area, too.
It certainly did. At the beginning of a very busy holiday week, this could not have come at a worse time. This is a live look, by the way, at the airport tonight.
In Q Post 367, an anon asks Q for a hint about what took place at the airport, and Q replied, extraction good. Q. The next day, 3 people were killed and more than 100 injured when an Amtrak passenger train derailed in Washington state. In Post 368, we see anons ask Q about the train crash and if they were involved by asking if there was a high-value target aboard. Q replied, "We would not intentionally harm a person in the pursuit of a target. This was retaliatory in relation to Atlanta." Q. In the next post, 369, an anon said, "Derailed as punishment for Atlanta extraction. Wonder which pawn is off the table, or was it something higher?" And Q replied, "Bishop, in brackets, cult, Q." In Q Post 370, an anon asked, "What happened on 12/7?" And Q replied, "Clock started, 10 days, Q." So here Q is saying that the clock started on 12/7 and that the clock expired 10 days afterwards on 12/17, which is when the power outage occurred. Well, it just so happens that there was a drill at the Atlanta airport on 12/7. Authorities said a routine training exercise at the world's busiest airport in Atlanta produced a plume of heavy dark smoke rising over the city and visible for miles. What caused the airport to go dark 10 days after this drill? Fire. Was the power outage actually caused by a fire, or was that just the cover story for an 11-hour power outage at the world's busiest airport? Who knows? Q's post 2 days after the outage could have been a clue. Q Post 381, December 19th, 2017. We won't telegraph our moves to the enemy. We will, however, light a fire to flush them out. Q.
Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell for more must-see videos.